I increased my clients' revenue by 30% and saved my own business using email marketing, and this is how you can too. I'm Lydia and this is the Business of Bondage. This is a channel where I show you a transparent behind the scenes look at a startup with a kinky twist, all of the highs and the lows that come with it, where I bring in my 10 years of marketing experience to show other small businesses how you can create strong brands too. In 2022, I launched a luxury leather goods brand called Kilter for very spicy adults. It was a brand of BDSM products unlike any other in the market. And in addition to this, I've made my big brand experience relevant to small businesses through marketing consultancy and online resources. So those people who don't have the budget to pay for a marketing consultant can still access marketing support, and you can find that linked from the video description. So let's get straight to the meaty part. I'll start with my business. In the video before this, I cover why brands like mine have their social media constantly censored, and our accounts are often deleted without warning, which is a key revenue stream. Many of us rely on these accounts that we invest time and effort into growing because we can't run paid advertising. Having that revenue stream sucked away overnight is a massive blow. And if you watch the previous video, I do cover this problem in more detail. So when it comes to my business, I have my biggest following on TikTok with over 40,000 people. And even though I have a fraction of that following on Instagram, Instagram is still the channel that converts best for me. It's where most of my sales come from. So when that account was locked last year, my sales fell drastically. And I was in a real panic because I had bills to pay. Thankfully, as a marketer, I know that the strongest marketing plans are made of a diverse mix of paid, owned and earned media. Paid media is media you pay for. It accelerates your brand awareness and the growth beyond organic media, which grows consistently over time, provided you are consistent with it. And then there's owned media, which is third-party generated media. Examples of channels in each bucket would be paid social, PPC, radio, TV, all falling under paid media. Organic media is media you directly control. So that's your website, the SEO of that website, your email marketing, your social channels, and earned media is media generated by third parties, PR activity being picked up in the press. And though I can directly control my own social channels and publish content on them, I am still subject to the platform's will. They can still take my account away without warning. So in my case, I got locked out and content on my new account is still being banned despite it falling within the community guidelines. When I lost my original Instagram account, I had an email marketing system already set up as my backup, and using that, I was able to recover as many lost sales as possible, so I could still pay my bills while I established a new account. Email marketing is sometimes referred to as CRM, and I'll use the two interchangeably. CRM is short for customer relationship management, and this is vital for all businesses, especially businesses like mine, because it's a channel totally within my control and not one that can be taken away from me by the platform itself. As a failsafe, I constantly seek to drive my followers to my website and sign up for my CRM, so in case my social accounts do get taken away again, people are still signed up to hear from my brand. Now I'm going to break down the step-by-step process I used for my business and how I implemented this in other clients' businesses as well, doubling email sign-ups and seeing revenue growth of 30% just from using CRM alone. Last year, I spent 6 months working with an independent designer through her key trading period to maximize sales while interest in her product was at its peak. Overall, her revenue grew by 58% in this period, and 30% of that came from CRM. This is why I say if you aren't using email marketing, then please stop sleeping on it, save this video and implement these steps. Firstly, I moved her from Shopify email to Klaviyo. Klaviyo is a great platform for businesses of any size because you can really segment your audience and get detailed analytics of email performance so you can find out what works and what doesn't and optimize accordingly. It plugs into the platform and can pull historical data such as purchase history, and there aren't any complicated steps when it comes to setting it up. If you search for it in the Shopify App Store, sign up for an account, it will charge you based on the number of emails you send each month and how many people there are in your mailing list. Secondly, before I started using this tool, I set up a robust automation structure. An automation structure is a series of pre-written emails triggered by key on-site activity, such as if people sign up to the mailing list, they activate the welcome email flow, which is a series of 5 or 6 pre-written emails sent at predetermined intervals to bring people on the brand journey in bite-sized pieces. You incentivize people for signing up, such as free shipping or a discount on your first order. Other flows are for abandoned carts, viewing products without adding to basket, or purchasing products, at which point you can activate a cross-sell email flow where people are encouraged to repeat another purchase, the same purchase or a different product. Now, one repeat customer is 10 times as valuable as 10 single order customers because the repeat customer becomes a brand advocate, and 96% of people ask for recommendations on new products and brands from friends and family before going out into the market with an intention to purchase. And by having brand advocates on your side, you have an incredibly powerful pool of people always ready to recommend your brand. So it is incredibly important for this reason to nurture a existing customers because your relationship with them doesn't end at the point where a transaction is completed. So I mentioned a welcome discount. The third thing I did was I incentivized email signups because people are protective of their personal data and they aren't going to give away that to brands for free. It's a value exchange, just like any transaction is. We made it interactive. We gamified this exchange to add a little bit of excitement via a roulette wheel. How big is their discount going to be? They put in their email address and they find out. It's like a feeling of winning something without really winning anything. It was that specific incentivization that doubled the number of emails we had on our list and brought an additional $2,500 in revenue alone. The fourth thing is segmentation. Now, segmenting your audience is really key and it's something you need to do as part of your business strategy. It's not just something you do for your email marketing. You split people into buckets based on key commonalities such as lifestyle, life stage, and product need. This is because not everybody has the same need for your product and won't respond to the same marketing messages. If you have a general interest product like a bike, a 50-year-old dad of 2 grown children is going to have a different need for that bike than a 29-year-old mum of a toddler. So they're going to respond to different marketing messages. That's why segmenting is really important. Targeting people with sales messages they're more likely to resonate with increases the chances of conversion, because if you speak to everybody with the same marketing message, it resonates with nobody because it's far too broad. In this case, this designer had a fairly niche product, so all of her customers had the same need for her product. So we segmented based on data and email engagement. She updated her website every single week with some amazing new one-off products, and we knew from the audience research phase that people wanted to be the first to nab these one-off products. So to determine email engagement, I started by sending weekly product updates to announce what was new in. This went to her entire mailing list because it was literally relevant to everybody on there, and that's what I continued doing. But from this, I could also see who was engaging with the emails and who wasn't. Most people ignore the emails that come into their inbox unless you give them a great reason to open them. So what we did was we made the one-off message a key sales message, and that meant we had a 56% open rate, which is classed as excellent on Klaviyo, which will benchmark your performance against other senders so you can test and learn to optimize what works to increase your sender score. So if you're using email marketing, what you need to be doing is you need to be filtering out those people who aren't engaging with your emails, because if you don't, it harms your sender reputation, meaning your email is more likely to be rejected or sent to spam by email providers such as Gmail or Yahoo. You want these emails to get into people's inboxes. So not only did I suppress the profiles of the people who never opened the emails, but I segmented those people who did open emails by their order history. I split the list by people who had never purchased 1 to 3 times, 4 times, or over 6 times, and they were our VIPs. Now, each of these lists were delivered their own tailored emails at various points. People who hadn't purchased before may be offered an incentivization via a discount to make their first purchase. VIPs may be offered free shipping or a loyalty discount code as a thank you for supporting the business. And this is what I mean by sending relevant messages to the relevant audience, because that increased our chances of conversion, and indeed it did. So here are the 4 steps I took. 1, use the best tool for the job. Personally, for e-commerce, it has to be Klaviyo for me. 2, building an automated system, so that does most of the work for you. 3, audience segmentation, and 4, incentivizing people to sign up for the mailing list in the first place. The most important thing to remember is that while CRM can bring you money from people ready to spend it with you, no marketing channel works alone. You also need to consider your on-site experience. Is it giving consumers the information that they need to know before they buy your product? Is it a good experience? Is it communicating the value of your product? Now, to understand how all marketing channels work together and to write your own robust marketing strategy, I have an ebook, templates. You can book coaching calls with me if you head over to my website, which is linked from the video description and in my bio.